Ahoy, vítejte, jsem Matouš tady. So I have not made a video since July, and we bought a house, so we've been really busy, but I've been trying to keep up on my Czech, although I find I've been suffering a little bit because I haven't been speaking as much, making videos, watching myself, improving on that. And I would say by now I've been studying Czech for a bit over a year and a half, I'd say. And only about 4 months ago I started to get into the actual grammar of it, get into the declensions, the cases, personal pronouns, all of that stuff. And growing up as a kid, my dad would speak things to me and I would kind of understand some differences in Czech. He spoke to me till I was about 10, and then after that just kind of stopped. My parents got divorced, so he didn't speak much Czech to us, but it's still kind of in my brain. And when it comes to personal pronouns, I guess we have that in English. We have cases for that. Like, you don't say me name is Matt. You say my name is Matt, or I am Matt, or somebody is going there with me. You don't say somebody is going there with I. So Czech has that, but it just has a lot more of that, and I'm just trying to wrap my mind around it. So I made a list here of just the personal pronouns. So já jsem Matouš, and my teacher helped me with these sentences. Jedete tam beze mne, or mě. And I wonder if anyone can tell me why it's beze and not just bez. I'm confused as to that, but I've only just started learning the genitive case, the nominative I kind of know, and then accusative. So čtvrtý pád, učím se druhý pád a čtvrtý pád. A taky sedmý pád, trošku. So yeah, I am just wondering how to get all of these in my head. I'm going to just memorize these lists. I use what's called memory palaces. I just started doing that, so I'm going to put them in memory palaces and try to memorize them that way. It's kind of rote memorization through association, but I guess I also just have to speak it, and that's probably how it'll stick. That you guys probably don't have, as Czech native speakers, you probably don't have an easy method because you were just exposed to it and you know how to say it. The thing that I find the hardest are all 6 of the different declension patterns. And 6 sounds easy, but if you see that there's 7 cases from nominative to instrumental, and then plural, that makes it 14 for each, so 14 times 6 is 84. So you have to memorize 84 patterns for all these different words. And the toughest part for me is the fact that the word pan it has all these different endings, but the word itself is so close. So it's hard to differentiate for me. And I'm going to try to also memorize this through Memory Palace. And if you guys don't know what a Memory Palace is, just Google it. It's a very old technique. It's been used since the medieval ages and even before. But I even wonder how I'm going to memorize that, because you're supposed to use association. So for pan, I could remember a pan, and a man is holding a pan, maybe hitting himself in the head with it. So pan. But then how do I memorize pan? How do I associate pan of, like, all these words are so similar, so I think I'm going to have a hard time differentiating that in my head. And although with exposure I am kind of familiar with accusative, usually masculine, hard consonant endings end in a, so I'm kind of familiar with that. Not so much the plural, which would be pani. And then I'm also familiar with genitive a little bit. And then instrumental seems to always end in M. But yeah, that's as far as I've gotten right now. And if you guys want to say something in the comments, leave a comment if you're a native Czech speaker, or if you're an English native speaker and you're learning Czech and you have some strategies for me, that'd be great. Leave those, please. Thank you. Nashledanou.